Welcome back to part 14 of my William the Bastard game. We are currently playing as a very stressed out King William IV, working on raising our children here, eventually going to become Holy Roman Emperor. Hopefully, our son's going to have a claim on that once our wife passes away. She has a claim. And then we're just going to try to find a way to connect. The Kingdom of Lotharingia is kind of in between myself and the HRE, so we're going to try to find a way to take that over as well. I am trying to time it so that I'm going to take over my son around the time that my character dies. That's why we're carrying this extra stress. We have some temporary health benefits right now, but those should be clearing up in a few years when our son's ready to take over, so hopefully the timing works out there okay. Guess I'll pet my cat, it doesn't drop much stress. We would like to get these as vassals, however our character is just not very competent at getting vassals. 0 diplomacy. It would be lower if it was possible. Our diplomacy is horrible. So we're just not really good at getting people to submit to us. We do have actually an empire title available to us. We could create the Empire of Francia, which I'm kind of holding off doing because number one, I want the HRE title, and number two, I'm playing as England, so I don't really want to switch to the Empire of Francia. I suppose it wouldn't take too much work to get the Empire of Britannia. 21 counties. But I kind of told myself at the start of this game that I wasn't going to be expanding too aggressively into the rest of Scotland and Ireland here. I was going to try to focus on mainland Europe, and I'm going to continue doing that here. So our character got quite sick at one point, and given that we had 3 sons, I disinherited 2 of them just in case we ended up dying, which didn't happen. That's why I already have my other sons disinherited in advance. But we can always re-inherit them if we would prefer to play someone else. It's actually going into intrigue. I guess I'll just let him do it. I don't usually do that, but it's fine. And then young Prince Robert here in learning education. I'll let my bishop raise my other daughter here. So I'm trying to keep an eye on any claims that I have here. We don't really have good ones yet. Kind of what I'm hoping for is once I become Holy Roman Emperor on my next character, that one of our vassals will have a claim on this kingdom. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. We'll see what happens. Okay, so lazy obviously we don't want. Lazy, craven, and arbitrary. This is not what I wanted at all. A lot of people like arbitrary. I'm not too terribly fond of it. I don't really want to play with craven or lazy either, though. The extra stress loss is nice from lazy. That's... I don't usually play with this, though. Is there anything I can give him? No, my traits are terrible on this character, so even if I could, I don't think I'd want to give him any of these. We could just keep him lazy, and then hope for that event that allows us to, like, correct his faults, basically. Sometimes you'll get one where you can just change their trait later from an event. If you pick the right option, it would be pretty easy to turn him from lazy into something else. And if you pay like I can't remember, I think it's a stress cost or something like that, then you can actually like change them from lazy into diligent, which would be pretty perfect. But yeah, this tends to just happen, though, when you're playing a character with bad traits. You'll kind of pass on bad traits to your children that you're raising. The reason this character has such bad traits is because I wasn't raising him, someone else was. I think I'm just going to do this. Our diplomacy can't get any worse than it already is anyway. I need to raise the control back up here, though. Kind of holding off on pardoning these prisoners. I'm going to do it. They revolted against me, but I white peaced with them. I'm going to do it on my son once I become him, so that they like him more, since we're probably going to get some factions popping up once we become him. So we've dropped our stress a little bit now. We're not actually in poor health anymore. This guy gets forgiving as well. I think I'll just keep it. We can always stress this character out pretty easily. We're greedy, and we have a lot of gold, so I can just gift gold away. And that's going to stress me out. So I think I'll just give some out here. One of our temporary health benefits has gone away, and we still have Rat Hunting Cat, which doesn't have a date here, so I believe that it's just going to stay until our cat actually dies. Or we get an event to give it away, I guess. So yeah, I'm just going to continue on here. Dynasty members get better education traits. You know, our sons should become of age soon, so I believe that will affect their education. I'm just mostly taking these stress options intentionally. Do I take this one, though? 32, sure, why not, I guess. How's this going now? Poor health. We do have Know Thyself at this point, so we won't just die randomly. We should get a warning before it happens. Given that I have this much gold, I think I will just increase... Yeah, the rest of these are all maxed out. Increase my military a little bit. I guess I could keep upgrading. I shouldn't just sit here with this much. Windmills, water mills. What's the difference? They're very similar, actually. Cheaper buildings, a little bit more development here. I think I like this one more. Don't always play like this late into the game. I generally prefer the 8-6-7 start. So I don't usually get this far into the research. That must be because we have windmills, which I researched so that we could build the Notre Dame Cathedral. Feline Nurse. Now we got another temporary benefit. Till 1181. Okay, and then he gets Gluttonous, Impatient, or Shy. I don't like playing with any of these, but Impatient is the least bad of these in my opinion. And situationally it can actually be pretty decent. It's still not a trait that I'd ever really prefer to have. But especially in the late game, 20% monthly prestige can be pretty good. Expedite Schemes isn't terrible either. And certainly against those other two picks, it's much better. So not exactly the traits that I was hoping for on my son, but all things considered, it could definitely be a lot worse. So I won't complain too much. Lotharingia continues to eat up these dukes down here that we can't get to join us. It's a little bit unfortunate. I was hoping to get them, but my character is just not likable enough to get them to join our kingdom, unfortunately. Krezia here just manages to remain its independence. Kind of funny. Genoa, I'm sure, will join eventually on one side. They're actually at war with the HRE right now. The HRE is not very powerful. I think we'll be able to take it over quite easily. Generous, Diligent, and Patient. Okay. Let's make him Diligent, and then maybe I'll end up playing him instead. We did just spend our Renown, but it shouldn't be too difficult to get it back, and then I can just disinherit my first William and play my second William instead. We'll see. He's going into Intrigue, which is not my favorite. I guess I could switch it, but at this point I think I'll just let him go with it. But just based on his traits, I think he's going to be quite a bit better, it looks like. What are you guys doing? Might as well get these hooks. Found a new empire. Okay, interesting. I don't usually take that decision. I guess I could just name it Empire of England. Um, you know what? I think I'm just gonna hold off. I certainly like that option more than creating France, given that I am playing as England. But I think I'm just going to either go for the Holy Roman Empire or nothing. Poland is still quite powerful. I'm probably going to try to ally with Poland before I go to war with the HRE. Queen Marguerite the Worthy. Interesting. So they did just get this as well. It's actually pretty powerful. They're stronger than the Holy Roman Empire. We do have more claims here now, so let's have a look at them. County, county, county. Probably just a county. Okay, Mittens has passed away, so that's going to be our health benefit gone. Feline Nurse, for whatever reason, sticks around 3 more years, but it's only a small health boost. So certainly being in poor health, we could get a warning that we're going to die at any moment now. Hey, we finally got this. I think what we were waiting for was just getting exalted among men. Yep, we just hit it. So we get flourishing culture for 150 years in Paris, Orléans, Toulouse. Decent benefits. It also moves our crown authority up. I think I'll just go for it. Let our great work continue. And we also got peerage from that. Just unlock it for free, I guess. Where's that? Here. Fellow vassal opinion. Well, we don't have fellow vassals since we're a liege. Vassal tax contribution plus 10%. That's pretty good. Courtly vassal opinion plus 5. Okay. Yeah, the factions might not be happy about us raising our crown authority like that, especially once we become our son. But you can always just give in to Liberty factions. They're not the biggest deal. Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see what... I named both my first 2 sons William, but second William I'm going to try to play, presuming that he gets a decent trait for his third, because first William is just not going to cut it for me. Second William would have to get a pretty damn bad trait for me not to want to play him. So how's my half-brother doing? He is currently just my seneschal. We did get him married, actually. But never gave him any land. I don't really have anything to give him. I'm only holding 7 out of 9. I guess I could give him this land here, but I don't really want to do that. The revolt that we had, we didn't end up actually revoking land from them because we white-pieced it. I think I'm just going to do this. Deserted halls... Pickled human head. Killed by me. Okay, I guess. And he gets either patient or trusting. I think I like patient better out of the 2 of these, so let's go with that. And he comes of age. He actually got a 4-star education, so that's good. I think I will disinherit him, and then my daughter becomes my heir, but we're just going to re-inherit the other Prince William. So we'll end up playing him. I definitely like his traits quite a bit more. Okay, what did you do? I guess I could take her title for getting pregnant. It's a little bit harsh. Oh, we're rivals, are we? Enjoy the afterlife, then. I'm just doing this because my brother, might as well give him this land. I can actually hold this, but... I'll give it to my brother instead. His wife, no, she's actually 35. They can still have kids. We'll see how it goes. If they don't, I'll just get the land back anyway. Get him on the council here. There's certainly a lot of stuff here. Anyways. Dangerous habits. Our stress is not quite high enough again. Easy for us to deal with that. Okay, so she wants her daughter, I'm assuming, to marry my son. I don't think there's any way once I become an emperor that she'll become my vassal voluntarily. It makes them more likely to want to do so if they're your allies. But her being a queen, she's not going to want that. She would be a useful ally in my war against the HRE eventually. They moved their capital closer, which is nicer. But I don't think I'm going to ally with them. I think I'm going to try to ally with Poland just because they have a decent-sized military and they're bordering the empire, so they'll help me out in that. Poor fellow. I'm still not sure if I'm just going to press the war that I have, or if I'm going to join and then press a faction. We'll see what ends up happening. Greedy, arrogant, paranoid. Yeah, no, I don't want to give him any of those. I guess arrogant we could, but what's a 1 prestige per month really doing for us at this point in the game? Not much. Okay, he's actually decent, so let's recruit him. Becomes my lover. Who? Why does my wet nurse keep getting these events? Let's just pass that up. Okay, getting back in here just for the sake of stressing myself out. We already gave him money. There you go. Kingdom of Andalusia. That's actually a good war target. Do I participate? I guess I could. I'm just gonna say I'll pay for it. I do kind of hope that they succeed, but I don't really feel like participating right now. I just feel like I have other stuff going on. That reminds me, I haven't checked over here in a while. Looks like everything over here is controlled by Islam again. You kind of have these... Oh, the Abbasids are a thing. The Seljuk Empire broke up a long time ago. Looks like they were able to take Jerusalem. It's not Asharis, though. So we do have a faction actually kind of pissed off at us. It's the Liberty faction. Given these gives me a lot of stress. Can I not get an event that just kills me? Like, this is crazy. How do you guys keep dying so young? I guess that's not too young. Still. I don't want this Liberty faction to go off. How much stress? I can't believe that I haven't got my warning yet. It's pretty crazy. Dangerous habits, stress level 3. Feline nurse, 1181, June. Okay, so that's less than a year away. We'll at least lose that benefit. I mean, we are still fairly young. 47 is kind of young to die, if we're being honest here. It just keeps giving me the same options. I don't understand why I can't get anything else. I don't want this to go off, but giving them money, there we go, finally. Giving them money doesn't really work on this character. It gets me like 9 opinion. It's so low. Yeah, we could take any stress drop options now, it doesn't matter. Our character is going to die. Jeez. Okay, so it's going to work out about perfectly. He's going to turn 16. We're going to take over as him. I think whenever this goes off, I'm just going to give into it. I don't need it. I don't need my Crown Authority that high. It's kind of nice to have. I generally like to keep mine at 3 to prevent my vassals from going to war with each other, but if they so desperately want it lower, then I'm just going to give into it rather than fight a war against them all. Because that's a pretty sizable faction. They're going to have troops all over my land if I don't. So we're just kind of hoping for a good education here. It is going to be intrigue, which is his worst stat, so it's going to get a huge boost. Who's this? Sicily? You barely even have an army. Oh, okay, he's probably going to lose that piece right there. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see. I don't think that I'm going to have a claim on the HRE until my current character's wife, who's going to become my mother in a bit, dies, since we're getting the claim from her. She's only going to be 42. She's actually not going to be in poor health right away. So there he goes. He got a 4-star education. It's pretty good. We could use a little bit more diplomacy. But you know what? Not much to do there. Renowned for his excellent skills as a steward and ruler. Why does it give me like a good eulogy or whatever this is when my character is so evil, and then some of them when they're good get like a negative eulogy? Not sure. Anyways, how's this been going? 14 years, 38, 31, 32. We kind of ended a lot of their lives early, though, intentionally, by stressing ourselves out. Just because sometimes, you know, it's better to play the next character. So yeah, less than a month after he turned 16, we're taking over as King William V, our 5th character here. No claim yet. We will have to wait for our mother to pass away, I believe, but that shouldn't be too difficult. We can always help her along the way. I am going to be continuing this on in the next part as King William V. Not sure how much longer I'm going to go, but I am going to at least try to get that claim on the HRE and press it, and then hopefully get Lotharingia as well, since it would just be kind of terrible to not be able to connect these two huge bodies of land. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. Thank you for watching this, though. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.